It's been a long 48 hours without Bourne Braves baseball, but we're officially back. Coming up on the pregame Tomahawk Talk, we're going to recap Bourne's defensive prowess over the Falmouth Commodores on Sunday, but we're also going to preview today's game against the Chatham Anglers. I'm going to speak with Mark Quattrani, a catcher from Notre Dame. Kasey's going to speak with field manager Scott Landers, and we get to chat with Bourne Braves beat reporter Nate Laird. It's the Tomahawk Talk, and it starts right now.
Left field, back on it, the left fielder approaches. It drops before the wall. Cooney scores, steps it from third, around, touches home, and the Bourne Braves have the lead.
Welcome into the pregame Tomahawk Talk as the Bourne Braves are set to take on the Chatham Anglers for the third time this season. I'm your host, Kaydence Kilhof, joined by Devon, Jarvis, and Kasey, Kazliner. But guys, before we get into this matchup against the Anglers, Bourne against Falmouth on Sunday, their defense was just incredible, especially the pitchers.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a great collective performance. Edwin Alicea was phenomenal. All the pitchers were. I mean, you pitch a no-hitter, you really can't scoff at too many things. The offense could have been a little bit better for Bourne, but the pitching was there. And I think a lot of Bourne fans were happy that the one error committed was officially changed to an error mid-game instead of being a hit, allowing Bourne to get the first no-hitter since 2022 in the Cape League and the first Braves no-hitter in 7 years.
And besides that one error, it was really solid defense all around. John Cooper Williams with a fantastic play in the ninth to keep the no-hitter alive. These players wanted it for the combined no-hitter for the Bourne Braves. It was a lot of fun, and it was a good win, especially after that walk-off the night before, to carry momentum forward, to get a dominating win where the opposition had no response whatsoever to your pitching. It was really, really solid and exactly what you wanted to build momentum.
A lot of momentum heading into that game, so let's take a look at the highlights from Sunday. Bourne started out the first inning struggling on defense, and Falmouth gets on the board first after the Bravos walk a runner in. But the Braves capitalize off a wild pitch to tie things up, and Cooper Williams scores his second run of the season. It wasn't tied for long. Bourne comes through in the very next inning, and the Bravos defense kept up the momentum. Relief pitcher Jackson Kircher came in clutch with 2 strikeouts in 1 1/3 innings. And to extend the lead, Mark Quattrani singles on a ground ball to right field, and Bryce Eastep scores for the Braves to be up by 2. From there, the pitching staff is what won the Braves this game. It was strikeout after strikeout after strikeout between Brendan Bennett, Jackson Kircher, and Edwin Alicea, and Landon White wraps things up for the night as Falmouth pops out to end the game. With the first no-hitter for the Braves since 2019 and the first no-hitter in the Cape League since 2022, the pitching staff really came through in today's game, but Blake Schaff played one of his best. 4 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. After the game, he said he came into this with an aggressive mindset and was just swinging at all of the first pitches as he usually does.
Yeah, he was phenomenal, and to see that success almost on exclusively first pitches was incredible. He was clearly in flow state. He exactly did what he wanted, and Bourne really reaped the benefits of him getting offense going. He's been phenomenal at the leadoff spot. That only the second game Bourne has won with him in that position, but it was great to see him really flourish there.
It's kind of a modern approach in baseball now to swing early in counts. You didn't see that a whole lot. I mean, look at a guy like former Brave Joshua Kuroda Grauer, who is tearing it up in the big leagues, and he is known to have a very similar approach where you swing at the first pitch and see what happens. Maybe you take one that's out of the zone, but we're seeing that a lot from Blake Schaff, a guy who is kind of making contact with everything right now. He's not prone to the strikeout. He's putting balls into the outfield. He's getting them the opposite way as well. He's a guy that I don't want to see move from the leadoff spot, barring anything, really, for the rest of the way.
Blake Schaff's been tearing it up. The Bourne Braves in general have been tearing it up, but a team that hasn't been is the Chatham Anglers.
Chatham's been up and down, and after a slow start to the season, they've kind of teetered off after being really hot, opening the season 0 for 4. Let's swing things over to White House Field, where the Chatham Anglers went to Harwich to face the Mariners. We pick things up in the 4th inning with Bino Waters on second as Cooper Neville slashes one into right field to draw first blood. Waters around from third, and Chatham's got the first lead of the ball game. Both sides only had one hit before the 4th, but all of a sudden the offense comes in the middle innings. TJ Zierman in relief for Harwich is wild. Ball gets past catcher Joan James, and Ty Peoples comes in to score to give Chatham a 2-0 lead in the 4th. Now Harwich's turn to respond. Cade Curlin on the move from second, but Max Luzaraga's throw goes over the third baseman and Dre Barrett's head, and here comes Curlin to take the Mariners' donut off the scoreboard. One-run game in the bottom of the fifth, and here's Castellan. Reaches on the fielder's choice, but gives Micah Kirikoff the runway to plate an equalizer as Colin Larson goes down in the base paths, which set up the bottom of the ninth. With the bases loaded for Harwich, Collins Black gives up a walk, and that'll do it from White House Field on Saturday night. Bases loaded walk, final score 3-2 in favor of the Mariners over the Anglers. And overall a tough one for this Chatham team, but we've talked about it before. The East Division is just incredible this year. Chatham would still be first place if they were a West team.
Yeah, and they're only a few points back of second place in the West. I mean, Yarmouth Dennis is running away with the East right now with 33 points, but Chatham is only 6 points out of second. And this team, though, like you talked about, though, has only won 2 of its last 6, but still a lot of solid players. I really like this matchup for the Braves. They've only allowed 3 runs in 2 games against Chatham all season, including the 5-1 win on opening day. But you look at this matchup, and the Braves and the A's are very similar in a lot of categories. This is a pretty even matchup, I think, but I think the Braves having Will Whalen on the mound today, it just gives them an extra edge, not playing in rainy conditions like they did at Veterans Field the last time the A's and the Braves met in a game.
And it's not the first time that this Chatham team has seen Will Whalen. Last time out, he was fantastic. 5 innings, no hit against the Anglers. That's the type of pitching you want from a guy likely making his last start before the draft comes this weekend. He has a chance to go, and Bourne going to hopefully see another really solid pitching performance out of Will Whalen, as he's done both in 2025 as a relief pitcher and a team-leading .69 ERA this season as a starter.
But the last time that Bourne and Chatham matched up, it was a tie 2-2 in 8 innings because of the rain. Do we think that that could affect either team today, maybe either team looking for redemption?
Not really. I mean, I think both these teams are just trying to stay hot. I mean, Bourne has won back-to-back games. We've talked about Chatham, a little bit of a slower resurgence after the really good play that they had earlier in the season. But I think both these teams just want to contend with the top of the division. We saw Bourne retake the top spot, Foley sole possession of, against Falmouth, and Chatham is right there in the mix for the East. I think both teams just know that every game at this point, we're in the second half of the season, matters.
I think this is a big game for Bourne. I think you have a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the pack in the West right now. That is giving you every single reason and excuse to say, hey, somebody take over this division, because it's been pretty much exclusively mediocre baseball from the top 4 teams in the West so far. If one team goes on a little bit of a winning streak, they're going to command themselves the same way YD has in the West, or the East. You just haven't seen it so far. A chance now for Bourne to go on that tear, find themselves separated from the rest of the teams in the West, because you look at the standings, they're still by far the best team in point differential. They have a very good record against West teams right now at 4-2-2. They have every single opportunity right now to cement themselves as the number 1 team in the West, as they have in the playoffs the past couple of years, but have struggled to do in the regular season.
And at this point in the season is where you get reinforcements and an opportunity for Bourne, even though we might not necessarily see some of these new guys slot in the lineup today. We know that the draft is coming up. Like you mentioned, you're losing Will Whalen likely. Guys like Mark Quattroni only here for a short time. Guys like Lee Ellis are probably gone. But you have an opportunity to have that depth and reinforcements, and you never know what a guy can bring for his first time on the Cape or his second time on the Cape to a lineup.
I mean, we walked in today, there were about 7 different players getting new numbers, getting jerseys on. It's going to be exciting. This is the time of the year where there's the most turnover for all Cape League rosters, and Scott Lander's on the phone down there right now. He's already working to get new guys.
The Bourne Braves looking to keep up the win streak, and the Chatham Anglers looking to get in the win column. Coming up on the pregame Tomahawk Talk, I'll be speaking with catcher Mark Quattroni and Bourne Braves beat reporter Nate Laird, and Kasey will be speaking with field manager Scott Landers. We'll be right back.
Heading to Nantucket this summer? Skip the traffic and take to the skies with Cape Air. With convenient flights from Norwood to Nantucket, you can start your vacation sooner without the hassle of traffic. That way you spend more time relaxing and less time getting there. Experience the Cape Air difference and book your next flight today at capeair.com. Let Cape Air be your wings in the Northeast.
The Bourne Braves take on the Chatham Anglers for the 3rd time this season, this time at Doran Clark. Kasey Kazliner joined alongside Braves field manager Scott Landers. Skip, a couple of days off, a little bit of rain these past 2 days, but what'd you get up to?
Just hanging out, hoping it would stop raining. You know, today was a little hectic trying to get the field ready, but we're ready to play again.
Yeah, a nice day out today for some baseball. A chance to win 3 in a row for the first time. What would that mean to a group that has gone on a few runs this season but hasn't been able to get consistent wins?
Yeah, it's a tough time right now because we're, in the middle of switching everybody in and out. But they're in good spirits right now. The 2 days off, I think, did us well. We had a little practice yesterday indoors, but just getting the new guys acclimated and go on a run here.
A platoon of new guys coming in today. Any of them stand out to you in particular?
No, I haven't seen them much yet, but there's some high-profile guys in there that I'm expecting big things from, and we just got to get them acclimated.
Today is game 20. Just what's been your overall assessment of the halfway point out of a 40-game season?
We just got to be more consistent. We've done a lot of things well, and some things not so well. We just got to be more consistent, especially with runners in scoring position. Even the other night at Falmouth, we had a lot of base runners. We had bases loaded 4 times and only squeaked 1 or 2 runs out of it. So we just got to be more consistent with runners on and do all the other things like we have been doing.
Will Whalen on the mound for you guys yet again. He was phenomenal in the first matchup against Chatham when he pitched 5 no-hit innings. Just what's your pitch to teams looking at a guy like that who has been so good here on the Cape?
Yeah, his stuff is really good. He's been with us for a year and a half now. I can't say enough good things about him. He just has to cut down the walks a little bit. It's the only blip in his resume at this point, but hopefully he's got a bright future.
Thank you so much for taking the time, Skip. First pitch at 6 p.m., Chatham Anglers and the Bourne Braves.
Thank you to Kasey and Scott Landers. I'm now joined by Bourne Braves beat reporter Nate Laird. Nate, an unexpected off day for us yesterday. What did you do?
Yeah, I didn't get up to all that much. Obviously, the rain keeps you inside, but I got a lot of writing done. So
a lot of rest and recovery, not just for the players, but for the Thank you to Kasey and Scott Landers. I'm now joined by Bourne Braves beat reporter Nate Laird. Nate, an unexpected off day for us yesterday. What did you do?
Yeah, not much you can do with the rain. I just stayed inside, got some writing done. Nice off day.
A lot of rest and recovery, and not just for the players, but for the interns. But focusing on today's game, who's starting on the mound for the Bravos, Nate?
Yeah, lefty Will Whalen is making his 4th start of the year here for the Braves. Since his last outing, he became the most recent Brave to commit to South Carolina. He's the 6th to do so far this season, and you can see why they wanted him. He's got an 0.69 ERA through his first 3 appearances this season.
Whalen has been quite the impactful player, not just this summer, but last summer with the Braves as well. We're not sure how much longer he has with us here, but with what he's done this summer, he has done quite a great job. And Nate, who's on the bump for the Chatham Anglers?
Yeah, making his 4th start of the year as well, Oliver Pudvar out of UConn. The Braves have faced the Anglers 3 times so far this season. This is the first time they'll see Pudvar. He's got a 4.02 ERA over 15 2/3 innings this season. His most recent outing came against Katuitt, where he threw 5 innings, gave up 8 hits and 3 earned runs.
And Nate, so we've covered our starting pitchers. You got any players to watch in today's game?
Yeah, I've got a couple guys, the new Braves joining the team. We've got Paul Vasquez out of Oregon State, hit .296 last season in the spring with 8 home runs. And then Overbeek, the infielder from Army, he hit 17 home runs last season and made 15 appearances on the mound, a bit of a 2-way threat. We'll see if we see that here in Bourne.
2 newcomers we're pretty excited to see today, but I got to talk to a guy that it hasn't just been here this summer, but was here last summer, catcher Mark Quattrani from Notre Dame. Stay tuned to see what he has to say. Today I'm joined by Mark Quattrani, a catcher from Notre Dame. Mark, first off, welcome back. You were here at the start of the Bourne season, then you left for a little bit. How does it feel to be making a return here at Bourne?
No, it feels good. I wanted to come back and play a couple more for as long as I can, but it feels good to be back, helping the team win.
And while you were gone, you were at the MLB Draft Combine. How was that?
It was a great experience. Definitely glad I went. It's everything I dreamed it would be, and yeah, super glad I went.
Before you left, you led the team in home runs with 2. What was clicking for you so fast on offense?
Yeah, I guess just being on time consistently and just getting my ace showing off as much as possible and not really worrying about the result, just trying to control what I can control.
And this is your 2nd season with Bourne. What's the biggest takeaway you've gotten from playing in the Cape Cod Baseball League?
Just having a quick memory, a goldfish memory. Being able to forget the previous game, whatever that was, and yeah, just being ready to play every day.
What's the best part about this grind of the summer?
I would definitely say the relationships. We spend so much time together, and it's really cool to see how everyone comes together throughout the whole summer. So yeah.
What makes this summer different from last year?
Well, honestly, for me personally, it was a little different because I started with Falmouth in the first half, and now I'm here at the start, so it's really cool to see all the guys come together. We didn't know each other at all, and then now we're all starting kind of to mesh, so it's really cool.
Mark, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Reader's Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply carries over 70 species of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Welcome back into the pregame Tomahawk Talk as the Bourne Braves are set to take on the Chatham Anglers in just a few moments. I'm your host, Kaydence Kilhof, joined by Devon, Jarvis, and Kasey, Kazliner. Guys, it's no surprise the game was canceled yesterday due to rain, and then the day before that, the Bravos had an off day. But the 2 games before that, they had a walk-off against Wareham, and they pitched a no-hitter against Falmouth. How can they keep this momentum going despite having 2 off days before that?
I think it starts with the pitching. You want to see good stuff out of Will Whalen. Oftentimes, Bourne has struggled if they don't have that solid start. We've seen it just a few times. Whalen's been excellent so far this year. Only 1 earned run in all of his appearances, and then that's going to have the bats follow. This Bourne team has been showing the offense a little more. I mean, only 4 runs overall, but overall the production was great. You didn't convert with runners in scoring position, but you got the bases loaded 4 times, and I think that means something. You're finding people on base. You just can't get over that hump to convert. And Bourne will take 4 runs in most of their games. They're allowing 3 or less in the majority of them. That would give them a win in a lot of the games we've seen so far. And for Bourne, you get the pitching going early and just see the hits come. I love the top of the lineup right now and what we've seen consecutively with the leadoff of Blake Schaff, Rustin Rigdon right behind him, and then the Costello brothers to follow. It's been great. They've been phenomenal, and you just want to see it continue to produce.
It's a beautiful day out. I'm glad there be no waters in the sky today, but no, in all seriousness, the top of that Chatham order is something that Bourne's going to have to watch out for. Will Whalen did a very good job against Rob Rispoli, be no waters in that first game, and the second matchup of the most recent game. Going to have to be able to lock in against the top of the order that is very top-heavy.
It is indeed a beautiful day, Kasey. We weren't even sure that the rain was going to clear in time for us to have the game today, but we're so glad it did. Thanks so much for joining us on the pregame Tomahawk Talk. Coming up, these guys will be on the call, and you'll catch me on the sidelines.
If you're a Massachusetts resident and don't have a bachelor's, you could be attending 4Cs for free, all while preparing for careers that actually move you forward. Aviation maintenance, nursing, dental, funeral service, we've got it all. capecod.edu/free.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financing journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Life can be full of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
Fresh off a no-hitter, the Bourne Braves are back at Dorn Park, this time taking on the Chatham Anglers for the 3rd time this season. The Braves have defeated the Anglers and tied with them. Now they're trying to defeat them again, fresh off a no-hitter and trying to make it 3 wins in a row. Alongside Devon, Jarvis, I'm Kasey Kazliner. 3rd member of our crew, Kaydence Kilhof, is fieldside. And Devon, got Will Whalen on the mound today, coming off a no-hitter.
Yeah, Whalen should be a very exciting guy to see pitch. Only a .69 ERA in 3 starts. He's been incredible in a Bravos uniform so far this summer. Just the way he was last year as a reliever. He makes you really excited, and we've seen this pitching matchup before, too, against Puck Bar. It'll be very fascinating to see how a Chatham team that's plateaued a touch responds as they come out of a really strong East Division, and Bourne tries to separate themselves in the West, having won 2 and looking for their first 3 in a row wins on the season.
The A's have only won 2 of their last 6, but are trying to get back in the win column, and like you mentioned, a loaded Eastern Division.
Devon, the audio is still a little bit off. I'm not sure exactly what's happening.
Beautiful day at Doran Park, coming off a couple of rainy days on Cape Cod. But we will send it to our very own Kaydence Kilhof. Scratch that in just a moment. We'll go through the lineups first. First for the visiting Chatham Anglers. Roberts Poley leads things off and plays short. Bino Waters in left field hitting